So, guys, welcome, 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 each and every one of you. We are trying a very new format this evening, and we hope that you can appreciate the changes that we are making. And as you know, when we come on, we like to say to all and sundry to share the live stream, and let's get things started. So, welcome to each and every one of you. I am very privileged tonight to have a very special guest who I'm going to introduce in just a minute or two. But as you know, welcome in the ring, where we contend with ideas, we confront brutal facts, we dismantle misinformation, we oppose prejudice and stereotypes, we destroy all outdated worldviews. Fight me, people. Let's fight. I am privileged this evening to have a distinguished guest with me, and I want to bring him on right away. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one and only Mr. Kester Deane. Kester, welcome. The Reverend Doctor. Welcome this evening, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Sherrod, and to all your viewing and listening audience. Thank you for having me in the ring. You know me.
Actually, as we start and the folks share, we do a little housekeeping. The photograph I wanted to use with you in the promo was one with your fist up. But it was
with boxing gloves.
Yes, it was slightly blurred, but I say, you know what? Just let me be careful with Kester's image, because these important people, you gotta tread you gotta tread very carefully. So, folks, we encourage you to share the live stream as we come on, and let us have a good discussion this evening. We are going to be talking about the church and the state. And when we talk about church, we're talking about church broadly. Let me make sure I'm centered properly. We're talking about the church broadly, and not necessarily any particular denomination. We're talking about the religious influence in our country when we talk about church, because I know some people are going to get very nervous. Folks, we are using a brand new format. For those of you who are joining us and you might be jumping a little bit, we are using a brand new format. And so we encourage you to share the live stream as we get started. Great. So back to my guests. Folks, Kester Deane is a minister of the gospel. I'm going to ask Kester Deane to define that, because I know we don't have strictly Christian people who view this program. Kester is also a musician. I'm using that term broadly. He is a radio and television show host, radio and television personality. He's an entrepreneur, and Kester has been in meaningful business for as long as I can remember. He has a music store called Kester Music Center. He is a father, he is a husband, and he's a friend. And that is why he's on this show this evening, because he is a friend. And he's a man who has come a long way. We've both come a very long way. And folks, as you come on the live stream, we want to ask you to go ahead and share it. He hosts MAD 97.5 FM, MAD Inspiration Tuesdays. He's on from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. He's also on the Saturday morning bunks. When you hear some of these names, you know that Kester is a very unconventional minister of the gospel. He also hosts Bashment Church Sunday on HD 94.1 from 6 to 7 a.m. Well, of course, it's on Sundays. Kester, you tell me a little bit about this bashment and bunks, and tell us a little bit, tell our audience a little bit what is meant by minister of the gospel, because some people might not know what that means.
Hi, Cheryl. Good night. Well, this program tonight, bro. I'm happy that I'm starting off something new that you're checking out there. So it's pretty much I'm in history right now making.
Yes, it's a very new format we're using this evening.
Yeah, that's good, man. Congratulations with all this big fancy technology. I ain't know much about it. But
we have to stay on the cutting edge.
I'm sure I'm gonna tiptoeing, you know what I mean? So I gotta work with it.
Good.
Well, Sherrod, thank you very much again. Honorable Mr. Sherrod Duncan, Member of Parliament.
You're so gracious, Kester. Thank you.
We go way back, bro. Church days, Jama Group. You who don't know Sherrod, would take you serious sometimes and want fight.
That is why you're in the ring. Who want fight? Fight. Let's fight.
That's why you said that. That's why you tell them to beat you. You know.
Yeah.
When it comes to the political aspect of things, he ain't bluffing that he's serious. I know Sherrod when he's serious and when he's joking. So I'm privileged to be called a friend and a brother. Kester Deane, when I started in scrap, I was a tadpole. You know, I started off, I come from Borbies, you know, with my ragamuffin way, rude by gangster, DJ, you know what I mean? Nobody don't pay a penny for see. You know, if you see me back then, a little black boy, you know what I mean? My wife has take the credit for shining me up now, right? I won't argue. I'll let her take the win with that, you know. You know, somebody's gotta submit, you know what I mean? Sherrod.
Yes,
You know?
definitely.
She said she clean me up, she clean me up. I ain't fighting. I ain't fighting in the ring, right?
Tech win, wifey. Tech win.
Yeah, take win. So you know, I started off doing vulcanizing. Then this start came to after I started going for Assembly of God over like I would say about 21 years ago since I've started a program called It's a Gospel Thing on HBTV Channel 9. From doing vulcanizing, enter into the gospel, and that program basically was to help to promote Guyanese and gospel artists in the region and farther field, which was very successful. That program also helped a lot of local artists or ministers of the gospel in Guyana, businesses, so because I talked to everybody. You know, I wasn't too versed with the English language and all of that, but I tried. I get insulted, embarrassed, and all these things. I tried to bring my children them in with me to let them get a feel of what I'm doing because I didn't really have those luxuries, Sherrod, and I didn't want my children to experience what I experienced. So I wanted to be a different father altogether. So I brought my children on television with me to do the program, you know, and encourage other children like themselves. It was a uphill task. I didn't have any money. I went to Channel 9 and I tell them, I say, well, I'd like to do a program. I want to know how much to do our program. I can't pay you up front. If you left it, you know, the end of the month, I could make the payment. You said $10,000. So 4 weeks in a month, sometimes 5 weeks, $40,000 to $50,000. So I will go to companies and ask people to make, you know, churches and ask them to contribute towards the program to pay the program. I was successful at doing that until sponsors start coming on board when they see the, you know, the program and the content of it and how far it could go, how far it went. Because that from television spring off to radio, then spring off to start promoting shows, then spring off to business. So that really was, you know, started everything, you know. And but I got to read, well, I don't like these holy names like Jesus is Lord program. And I mean, sometimes it could be, you got to be smart. The Bible said be wise as a serpent. And sometimes a man who is not Christian, you want to hear nothing about Jesus, you got to put Jesus is Lord. So he hear Jesus, he gone. But when you give it certain names, the name alone will catch people to say, well, what kind of program is that? But watch, soon what's up? Jesus in the skin. You know?
The bunks into Jesus.
That is why I come up with these crazy names, you know?
The bunks into Jesus or the bashment. They come in the bashment and they meet Jesus and they meet good food.
Yo, what? Listen, Sherrod, bashment is a Jamaican term really for, like, you know, loose, like we would say hallelujah, get wild, crazy, run around, enjoy yourself. You know, like now the whole people sad and you're singing these dreary songs. I don't have anything against anybody singing slow songs or, you know what I mean? But for me, bro, I like to be happy. I get a happy, bubbly spirit, bro. I can't take sadness. So, that's why they call me the fireman. You don't hear he's singing these, me, that's not me, bro. I'm in the lane. You know, if they to me with hallelujah, I gonna put a beat to hallelujah, hallelujah. You know what I mean? I gonna give it a bounce. You know, so for me, bashment is to like the streets, the rude boy, the gangster, the bad woman, them, the gallus, whatever they call themselves. I reaching them people like.
Great, great, great. So for those folks who are now joining us, who are sharing the live stream, as we always ask that you do as the price for admission, we're talking with Kester Deane. He's a minister of the gospel, a musician. He's a radio, television show host, entrepreneur, father, husband, and he wears many, many other hats, folks. And we're talking about the church and state, and we're using the church broadly to talk about the religious influence in our country. And since we're talking about church and the state, Kester, who you voted in the last election? Don't answer the question.
Everybody know, man. Everybody.
But
constitutional right, bro.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I'm not ashamed about that. Everybody do what they do openly. So why should I hide what I represent or who I represent? I don't owe anybody any apology for who I vote for.
Well, if you want to tell us, you can tell us. We don't have a right to ask, but sure.
I vote for coalition, brother. I know, like, no secret with me. I ain't bluffing and going wrong, no car, on nobody. And, you know, well, as you ask the question, I would answer. So, you know, it's not either.
I gotta be. I gotta ask the right questions then. Kester, let's talk about something topical. And don't laugh, huh? The Ethnic Relations Committee recently had a virtual national discussion in improving ethnic relations. And I know you had some brushes with them. I know some things might have been taken out of context and all of that. Did you think that discussion was useful, this virtual national discussion on improving ethnic relation? And from where you are, where are we as a country in terms of ethnic relations? Where do you think?
Wow, well, very, very, very important question. Man,
tell us about your brush with the commission.
I born and grew in 𝗪𝗵 village, which is predominantly Afro-Guyanese.
Where is that, Kester?
That is on the quarantine. That is 3/4 mile of the public road, number 1 quarantine public road. A village of about 300 to 400 people who live there. Everybody's family. Everybody know everybody. But I spent most of my years living with my grandma, who was an Indian woman, Daris. Indian woman, right? Indian woman. So I can't be racist, Sherrod. I grew up most of my years, I spent in a 𝗪𝗵 village, East Kanji Borbis. And anybody know East Kanji is predominantly Indian area because there are different villages, a pocket coming from Shitanko, Cumberland, Canefield, Rosal, Reliance, 𝗪𝗵, Betsygrong, no, Bananaland, Betsygrong, Gangaram, New Forest. That in that sequence. So I know
we can tell you grab there. You had to grab the 10 of those.
Yeah, so let me tell you, whenever they have a wedding in Kanji, and my show me Kanji, people must be listening to this program right now. Facebook get tall, right? When I get a wedding, they come and look for me. They used to call me 𝗪𝗵. There's an Indian film star who was a doctor. He died in a plane crash. I used to go to the wedding and mash up them dance, bro. They couldn't hold me with dancing. So for the wedding nice, Kester what to do.
Tell us more.
You know, so I know about catching cockabelly and shrimp and cleaning and sitting by your auntie daughter on the dam there in Bananaland, and we cooking a pot and things. So one time they had was I think it's Pago, the night before Pago was born holy. Just make this thing with the branch. You know, it is so wicked, but I had a chance right away to make this holy. Me and my friend, then we plan, hey, you can burn this thing before time. I is the ringleader. And I is the man who got to do this thing. That man set me up good and proper by. So now I cross the trench. Everybody up on the damn gaffing, you know. I cross the trench and make such, I like the thing, but everybody asking, where Kester there? Because I is the only man missing from the gang. So this is how come that man set me up, right? Down there was a big session. But the people I'm in East Kanji Borbis love me and I love them. Most of my friends were in East Indian. So I don't know what it is to be racial, Sherrod. Nobody can come to me with no racist foolishness. You know what I mean? What happened with ERC and the situation with the flag that I circled was taken way out of context. That was the most spiritual aspect of things I was dealing with, rather than that had nothing to do with race. That was a spiritual matter. Anyhow, people feel offended. I apologize. I really, really meant the apology. You know, when I take back the apology, when I see people start getting stupid, yeah. I say, I mean what's it? Because of what they're going on with. So you're telling me, all right, for peace sake, because of ERC, they call me and they say, Kester Deane, you see what's going on Facebook. It's almost literally a fight going on out there. It's like a big war on Facebook. You know what I mean? I said what I said based on my spiritual upbringing, right? And according to my knowledge in Christianity and the things that was playing at the time, and I list a number of things. People fly past all of them things and go straight to the flags, them, you know. Let's fly past everything I list and then take them into context. They may ask me, yo, Kes, what really you mean by that? People just run off on a tangent and attack.
But there's a Guyanese adage, Kester, that is instructive. They say, well, I don't know if it's Guyanese only. They said, you feed some people every day, and one day you don't have food. Like people say, gossip. One day they don't have food.
I tell you. Anyhow, 𝗪𝗏 𝗧𝗵𝗲 went into them. They were very professional. They were wrong table. They had portions of different religious background. And they asked me what was my reason. I give them a reason. And they say, all right. No objections really. But the chairman, which is a man that I know and had the utmost respect, had past tense, the utmost respect for, and I get my reasons for saying had, right? So for peace sake, use our background and make a public apology. And I apologize because I understand a lot of people who were talking based on all the comments. I didn't even have to read all the comments because there were so many, right? I feel like I was the most popular man in the world with that.
You were.
Unnecessary outbursts of persons who just want to jump on something. You know, some people when they see something, they might see a line and join the line and wait till when they reach up in front to find out what the line is about. A lot of people jump on that bandwagon there and wait till when they reach the destination, then will say, what's what happened there, boy? Because even some of my Christian brothers jump on me. And when I explain to them, then I say, oh, I didn't see it, sir. Well, then you didn't even ask me. You jump on wherever like you want a piece of the action. You know when people get something against you, they're waiting for the slightest thing. Right, Sharon? They're waiting for the slightest thing for happen.
Oh yes.
For say what to you.
Oh yes. Oh yes. That's another aspect. That's another kind of Dutch courage. You see, they wait till they get drunk and then they abuse and they Dutch courage.
Man, they had a field day. I mean, yeah, why not? Swing at Kester Deane because he said a lot of things that y'all didn't like, but y'all didn't got the face to come and tell you in front of your face. So, you know, you got an opportunity now for 𝗪𝗏𝗧, for make you feel small. Me, listen, Shaw, this word was to kill me, boss. I would have dead already. So nothing people say. So I just want
bones, may break our bones.
I just want to put it out there, let them know anything they could talk from now till next. Ain't got no words could move me back. I don't fly past the long time.
Yep, like a tree planted by the river of living water. You shall not be moved. Kester, did I hear you say that you have lost respect for the current ERC chairman?
He's still the chairman? I don't know. I don't pay attention to them no more.
What may have inspired that?
I felt disrespected. One, I went in there. I didn't have to go because my comment wasn't a racist one. But out of respect, I went. And we had a very nice talk. We hugged. I get a Judas hug. You remember, brother? I get a Judas hug. And when I see the press release, I was taken back like, for real? First, the chairman would have addressed himself for who he was. Now, this is a public forum. Kester Deane has an honorary doctorate degree. Whether what people want to say left, right, it is an honorary doctorate. I earned that.
Yeah, just like Barry Chaddio.
And I earned that not because I'm a medical doctor, but because of my work that
your body of work over the years
in the musical with the reggae gospel, of being the pioneer of reggae gospel in Guyana and promoting of other young people along that same line. outside people recognize the work that Kester do. They may hear saying see it, but somebody outside, they take people out of the Guyana for recognize the work Kester doing and say, you know what, Louis honor the man with an honorary doctorate. And a whole lot of people had a whole lot of things to say, and I see the action. A lot of people become my enemy because a piece of paper, Cheryl, I got it on the wall, I don't even use it, buddy.
Success breeds enemies.
Don't even make Kester Deane make that. Right? Before any honorary or whatever was Kester Deane.
Yeah.
And, you know, to see these little frivolous things cause people to be your enemy. I don't know if, you know, if I should turn a billionaire. I don't know what would happen. Well, they might want, I don't know. But I'm saying I felt betrayed because the chairman addressed me like some little boy, like is he his son or his student. You understand what I'm saying? And I felt very disrespected because I did not expect that. I give them a list of what I represent. I represent 𝗪𝗏 University. That's an international online university that's based in Canada and in US, which is the only religious body that is protected by the United Nations. It is legitimate. It protects you any part of the world you go. They give you a badge looking like an FBI when you're ruling. So what I want to come together more, man. Yeah. But there's the levels. So it's not no joke. I see some social media, some journalists trying to show shades at 𝗪𝗏 University. And I tell them, if you got any question, I'm right here to come and ask. I'm the representative of that organization here in Guyana. I go to the United Nations every year. I'm presently an ambassador of Vienna and New York. Presently, the ambassador in the UN under 𝗪𝗵cie, which is a sister body of 𝗪𝗏 University.
Fantastic.
So, and what 𝗪𝗏 does, simply like what they do to me, looking for ministers of the gospel who might walk donkey years and nobody see them. For all the good things what they're doing, feeding people, going in the bush, you know what I mean, and giving people stuff. We bring people and we honor them. We honor them so that they be recognized internationally anywhere they go. When I go to New York, I don't have to go in a visitor's line. I could go in a New York citizen line and just declare, show my badge.
Yeah. So
this thing, you know, joke thing is real.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's the big trying for water down and the mine. Nobody with the thing.
Allow me to say that any accolades that you would have gotten, locally or international, would be well deserved, because I know that you have been in this field. You've been part of impacting lives for the better, right? There are folks who impact lives for the worst, and we're going to talk about some of that, whether politically or whether religiously, who impact lives for the worst. And you have been doing extremely well, and so allow me to say whatever honors you would have gotten would have been well deserved. And people talk about the honorary doctorate that Mr. Ďákbyo get from this no-name, no relevance university in Russia, and there are other people nationally who would have gotten honorary doctorates, and we respect them. We respect.
But out of what we did here with 𝗪𝗏 University, we would have recognized a lot of men and women of God and honor them. The same way we see University of Guyana give Dr. Eddie Grant.
Yeah.
University of the West Indies give Dr. 𝗪𝗵𝗲 𝗪𝗏.
Yeah.
Marshall Montano. And all these guys get honorary. So I don't know what these people talking about. I don't know, man. They say the prophet do not be honored in his own country. And not like I'm looking for honor. I ain't going out there with a thing saying, yeah, honor me, honor me, honor me. You understand what I'm saying? But give respect to where respect is due. A lot of these people who fighting you down, they get the honorary and they want you to address them according to how they are honored. And I respect that. But they don't see me in that light. You know, when somebody see you a certain way, even though you might be acknowledged in a different way, it's like a struggle to say, Dr. Deane. That's why when I start my radio program, I said my name is Kester Deane. That's the name my mother gave to me. Yeah. And that's what I'm okay with. So you don't have to call me doctor. But if I'm on a public forum or whatever, you better address me properly, brother.
Respect the man.
Yeah.
Great. Kester, you know, and we started the discussion for those who might have joined us late, talking about the church broadly, very broadly. We aren't talking about a specific denomination and the state.
Sure, just a second before we get blackout.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel, please bring the charger.
You don't want, and definitely we don't want to pull a Burke. You don't want to pull a Burke where your laptop goes.
He didn't give me the charger from the bed.
I hope somebody.
I don't know what people watching this live here.
Somebody touch Rickford Burke. But blackout coming in this country though, so we won't be surprised at all. All the public will say is real Guyanese people on this program. Watch blackout inability. Bluetooths. So, folks, as I said, while you like and share and discuss and all of that, we're chatting here with Minister of the Gospel, Gospel Artiste, radio and television personality, entrepreneur, Mr. Kester Deane. We're talking about the church and state largely. Kester is a Christian. Minister of the Gospel, I think, denotes, if my memory serves me right, that you aren't fully a pastor or something like that, of that nature. You're right there, somewhere there?
I'm an international chaplain, which give me the title of Reverend.
Good, great. So Reverend Dr. Deane, we are privileged to have him, and we're talking about Guyanese politics. And folks, we tell you that this is In the Ring, anything goes. We're not going to be only talking strictly politics and with politicians. We want to talk to the man in the street to know what is going on. And that's why we're talking with a man like Kester, because Kester's hand is on the pulse of the streets. And so we wanted to ask Kester, you know, he's not a politician. You've been there. You're on the outside looking at us. We're on this side looking at you. Where are we, Kester, in our nation's history? We 2020. Where are we politically? Where are we socially? Where are we morally?
Sure, it breaks my heart to see how we are as people. But we living good, nice, right through the year until an election is called. When the election called, then you start seeing people acting different with you. People who you never expect. For what? You know what I mean? You don't go there ringing a bell. I mean, who you represent or whatever. Everyone has a right to vote for whoever they please. That's your constitutional right. And I don't think why me and you cannot be friends or brothers if I choose to vote for X and you choose to vote for Y. Why it has to be, oh, he's my enemy because he voting for this body, or because Kester the black, they mean be voting for a coalition, because sister so-and-so is Indian, she voting for the PPP. Because but so is a Douglas, he voting for some pang. You know what I mean? And them kind of foolishness there. Why we can't respect each other in spite of what our political difference is? That bothers me a lot, because we live in good right through the air. And the politicians, I'm not sure what you're a politician, so if you got lashed to it, if you got lashed the hair to, you know,
in the ring, you do what you gotta do. I can respond.
You fall in line. You know what I mean? The politicians, they're knocking glass, and the ordinary man on the streets, they're fighting, killing one another, and them boys there enjoying themselves. You know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why? All right, the opposition or the government can come together and stand on one platform and say, you know, my Guyanese people, the election is over. Winners declared on, well, for this, except for this one here, we got petition in court. So, you know, we got a government is in place. A government in place, which is put in place by GCOM.
A government with an asterisk over the name, over the word government.
But Sherrod, why I said that? Because what I've seen, it go through all the processes, if that's the correct term to use, of GCOM to declare a president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And that is why in spite of all the things that happen behind the scenes and the claim that is made that caused it to go to court, is a whole nother story. But for me, the process from GCOM, the process was a legal one. I don't know. You tell me. I mean,
Well, we have declared that this is an illegitimate, fraudulent government. That is our position.
Mr. 𝗪𝗵𝗶 under pressure and by order of the chair of GCOM, give the instruction of what she would like to have, even though that wasn't the case for him, that's not what he wanted to do. But
how we calling that legal then? How we calling that legal? She had results that she wanted. He given her another kind of results. How you got one legal system with two conflicting kind of data? But talk to us, Kester. Talk to us.
Yeah. But I watching the paper trail. He bowed to the pressure with the courts back and forth. He had to submit what she asked because she was his boss or is his boss. I don't know how it go. You will know the different levels with recount and Harlem count. You understand what I'm saying, Sherrod?
Yes,
but
brother.
The question you asked with the political situation in Guyana is not a pretty one. It's not one that I like. I think we can do better as people.
So you're saying that opposition and government need to come together in some way. But if people say they're not wanting to meet with us, we are not honest interlocutors. That's Jack Dio telling us that. Jack Dio, we are not honest interlocutors, right? Tomorrow they're going to try to swear in a minister that held the Bible and lied to this nation. And they got the nerve to tell us we are not honest interlocutors. You see who we're dealing with in this country? Kester?
Yeah, I understand. And that is the thing. Now, the PPP supporters, if they want to see a united Guyana, remember now the people got the power, they got the power to say to the people, the person who they voted for, to say, listen, we want them foolishness. We want to see unity in this country. So. You understand me? You want no fighting or whatever. You have to find a way and work together and let's build this election over. Let me work together and see how we're going to build Guyana and everybody happy. I'm talking about that because even with this $25,000 for every household supposed to get is a proper wait for 25 for Christmas, Christmas
so nothing come by you yet?
Nothing come by me on Princess Street here, so. I have people through the car blow there watching through the window for see.
must be the taxi service.
Shout out 125 buddy is me on. A lot
of people in Region 4 seem not to have gotten this 25,000, man. A lot of people. So who got this 25,000? Right? But Kester, let me ask you a more frontal question. The church, and we set folks for those who are going to join us, don't take us out of context. We're not talking specifically about Muslims, Hindu, Christian. The church, the religious influence. The church is the largest NGO in this country. The largest is the presence of the church being felt in the state.
No, church do more, bro. I mean, there are men of God who try. Listen, you see the church, while Jesus dealt in politics, Jesus had to deal with them scribes and them Pharisees. The way we feel them now and was full politicians there, trying to set you up and all them things. So Taylor trying for tricky. Ask you, hey, you think we should pay tax? You know what Jesus say? Yeah, I'm gonna bring a fish. Go catch a fish and bring it there. And you just take the kind out of the fish mouth. So who fears them on this kind? It says Caesar. Well, Jesus said, hey, give Caesar what due to Caesar, give God what is God. They're trying to set up King Man, or King Man take set up. But you see, the church is afraid because of the fact of where they're placed. And if they take a certain side, it's highly likely that they can be victimized, because there's another thing politicians do in Guyana. If they don't like what you're saying, they put the pressure, they drop the bomb. Tomorrow, I won't be surprised to see they come after me because of something I might say. So I don't know. But there's the kind of childishness and, small-mindedness of some politicians. Because you outspoken, whether it's APNU or whether it's PPP, there's the two major parties who always get the fight. Right? No matter find change, they no threat to nobody. Right? So it's really the coalition and PPP. You understand me? When you talk, both sides, Sharon, like, all right, even though I vote for coalition, and coalition do stupidness, and I talk publicly about it, coalition people gonna vex with Kester. They cuss you out. The same thing. The PPP, oh, you vote for coalition, they got a problem with me because of the fact that you vote for coalition. And every time I talk, they feel is I talking against them. Even though I might talk because something I say in it could be used and bring something into perspective and maybe bring a solution to a problem that is out there, whatever. Rather than looking at what is being presented, they're looking at the person and which side you're on and attacking. There is the kind of there is the kind of small-mindedness we get going on. And that is being passed down to supporters. So sometimes you say something, you see supporter will come under your post. I sure must be under this post they're cussing you too.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of comments here, and I've seen some comments from Tommy Lee, some comments from Alison Pearson, Mazala Duke, Bridget Thomas, Pamela Thomas, a whole host of folks. Ryan Lane, we see you guys there. Yes, Kester.
Yeah, they would attack you, but they don't take the time to listen, reasoning, and decide on, come up with this. You know what? That might make sense, even though, you know what I mean? That might make sense. Maybe we should. We ain't reach that level of maturity. And that is our problem. That is our problem, Sharon. That is our problem as a people, as politicians. The church is afraid. They choose what they want to speak about. Somebody going to big somebody belly, the thing that nail it to the cross. You commit adultery or you're a pedophile or whatever the case is. The gays go to my church. But you see people dying in the streets, people being murdered. Watch the 𝗪𝗵𝗴 situation and they sing by. We still waiting. Sing, right? We still waiting for whoever is responsible for those guys' murder. And I mean, Sherrod, I'm upfront with that, bro. That could have been my son. Could have been my son. When I see things like these, I have a son. He's just 19.
Yeah,
it could have been him. So I don't want nothing to come and reach at my door then before he become concerned. No, I want to prevent it from happening, from reaching my door. I don't want when it reach me door then I already, oh God, y'all come and help me. No, man. We could do better as a people. And the same goes, whether it's the 𝗪𝗵𝗴 or 𝗪𝗔 or Tom Jones, the same. We need the church to come out, however to come out, the religious body, whenever they have a government function, you will find all the religious body come together and pray. Why the religious bodies can't come together on a round table and address serious issues that are affecting every single citizen of this country? Why we can't see that everybody on the cockroach silent?
But Kester, I know that you guys, as a reverend, as a man of the cloth, probably look across at us politicians and say, these demons over here, let me come pray for them. But I'm wondering if certain assaults that have happened in the church may affect the voice that the church has. And again, we're not only talking about a specific denomination, we're talking about the religious influence in the country. So, for instance, we hear of a pandit that might finger some little boy or girl. We got a pope in this country who was caught on tape doing a set of nonsense. Right, and just last month, I think it was, if not 2 months ago, you had a pastor up here on the East Coast who was caught in some very uncompromising positions, if the text messages are to be believed. So could that impact on the kinds of strength that the religious influence being brought to bear on our politics and as a state is being brought to bear because of all of these scandals?
Yeah, maybe people got baggages, yes. And they feel if they come out to speak, they would be attacked. Like I've mentioned, whenever you speak publicly, people will attack you.
Oh, yes.
Because they feel that you representing a party that is not, that they don't share. So they will attack you because they feel threatened, right? So I don't know. I'm just assuming. Their brothers have to say, but they're very quiet. You could hear a pin drop. But Kester, the same thing with me and 𝗪𝗪𝗧 story. A lot of Christians have things to say, right? Right? Even though I know I didn't went to Mira, I know I didn't wrong about nothing I said, right? They come, they side with whoever does to save face. Just say, you know what, by we gonna use this here, so and save some face. Yeah, let it look like if we doing we work. But I see other things pop up, and none of these brothers come and say nothing. Nothing, let me say, Sherrod. And I paid very careful attention, you know. Very
So
careful.
people are selective. People are selective in terms of the issues
yeah,
they want to support.
They talk about other things except the things that they're supposed to talk about. That will make a change, because people respect these men of God and women of God. And if they speak, it will bring some form of, you know what I mean, respect to the whole situation. People will pull themselves in line. You know, if our Muslim brothers, our Hindu brothers and Christian brothers or Rastafarians, everybody come around and say, you know what, as leaders, let's have a discussion with the president and the opposition. The government want to talk with the opposition as a religious body. Let we make the talk. Because the religious body is the backbone of any nation, brother. The government need the church, they need the Hindu, they need the Muslim, they need everybody. They need, because election time, these politicians go in these churches, go in the temple, go in the mass, there's going to bingi. So why is it after election?
I think what you're saying is that the church is not a good lobby organization. They have a lot of power, they got a lot of strength, latent potential, but it's not being used effectively. It's not being brought to bear on the system.
No, sir. They're very isolated and selective of what they want to talk about. And most times the things that they talk about have nothing to do with public interest.
But when I was young in the faith, there was a scripture that was used to kind of not allow people to venture into the political realm. No man that warreth in this life, right, entangleth himself in the things of this world. That was used as a kind of stay out of politics. But I kind of felt very early where God wanted me ultimately and centrally. And so I went in that direction. And I think, like you're saying here, that if the church, the religious influence in this country, understand who they are as the largest non-governmental organization, lots more pressure can be brought to bear on a lot of issues. Because, I mean, for instance, we have Ethnic Relations Commission, as we've been discussing, that has little respect in this country. Who is that figure who can say, like the Pope, not our Pope here, that is fraudulent Pope, like the Pope, let's meet and let's talk. This country is not going down the right line with all of these firings, all of these things that got these ethnic overtones to it, firings from the public sector. When you see the cases that the DPP dropping charges from and instituting charges against, it looks as though, and some have been saying, some people who have been talking to very publicly here, so we look as though we're heading for some ethnic conflict if we don't kind of deaccelerate and decompress. So where are those figures in the church who can say, you know, let us talk, guys. You guys are the top there. You guys over on the other side. We need to sit down and to find a meaningful way forward. 50 years later, we can't seem to get this right.
Yeah, but you know the surprising thing, Sharon? When there is a function, you see these religious figures present. I is one who don't really present to talk, but they present a function. The function to deal with something that, you know, they invite the president and whatever. So how you can get the president and the opposition to sit in the interest of this country, watch all these resources we got, buddy, and people still fighting, all this land we got, people still fighting. Up to today, I'm reading in the press, the former priest allegedly murdered in his home, 7-star wounds.
Yeah. I was coming to that. I was coming to
churches are robbing, pandit getting robbed. You know what I mean? They don't make the mistake and try to with the Muslim them. You understand me? But you know, going into what the other man playing him mad and going to church and rob the priest, take his chain and ring, and people are right in the church sit down, and that another man sit down, they're right next to the priest. You even tell me you the man, brother.
Yeah.
He would have get the right kind of fellowship.
Yeah.
So
I think he walked in the wrong church.
He would have been staying instantly.
But Kester, as we hear, I don't want to miss the moment. Our thoughts and prayers go out with the family of that former priest, Mr. 𝗥𝗶 I think it was,
Yeah.
and I think this city, this if not this country, knows his daughter Renata 𝗥𝗶, and our thoughts and prayers go out with their family this evening. As Kester did say, we learned it by the news this morning that this pastor, who apparently lived alone, was brutally murdered. Brutally murdered. A man who gave his life for the things of God, brutally murdered in his home. And this is just one of many issue like this that we are facing currently.
Yeah, definitely so. I've seen the rat race. If you check social media, everybody is about their denomination, which church they represent, rather than dealing with things holistically. We're dealing with things in pockets, and you siphon off people like if it's your private property, you siphon off. This is my thing, and this is my group. Y'all come over here. Who's standing with me? Who representing me? Come over here. We're not getting this spread of unity even in the body. It sickens me to the core. Right? Is this fight? Who got more views? Who church more? Well, not church right now, is views. Right? the size of church breakdown to views and likes on Facebook, because it's everything now is virtual. So if it's a big man, now you're gonna get when your church service come on, you get 1,000 people watching you. But this guy in the numbers, if so much, 500 people watching you, 300 people watching you, and people judge you by that to say, there's a big church, but you see what people watching there. There's a kind of pettiness rather than deal with more serious issues, bro. That's what I'm seeing, and I have to say it for what it is. I know I'm not gonna be like, and I'm not. I don't look for like Sharon. These things as a representative of the body bothers me, and that is why the circle small.
My personal trainer, 𝗪𝗵 King, says, "Don't do it for the likes, do it for the love."
that would be chronics.
Don't do it for the likes, do it for the love. So, Kester, unfortunately, there is where we are, and unfortunately, perhaps we don't have the people with the stature to really and truly reach across or reach out to both sides and say, this is what we are saying, as similar to this frank discussion that you and I are having very publicly, albeit with hundreds of persons watching. So I guess this is a big program by by the yardstick of viewers. Folks, share, like, so we can stay ahead of the pack.
I know, brother. Today is barely getting a little 20 or 30 people watching. I'm comfortable. Even if it's me or somebody else there, but I praise the Lord.
one that he make them cross the country. I want to turn the conversation just a little bit and talk about you as a little bit about your personal life. I know you have successfully raised 2 children, and I wanted you to tell us about what was the impetus, what brought you this far. Kester has, I wouldn't get, I don't want to call their names, but he has a big daughter who is now in the aviation sector, and he has a big son. His daughter is the eldest. His son is now in the immigration services. And Kester, in this country, it is not easy, like in any other country, to keep your kids on the straight and narrow. And you have successfully done that thus far. I think they are adults now. I'm assuming both of them are over the age of 18, 19, young and adults, yeah, young adults. So they are responsible for themselves before the law. No, and I am certain they still live in your house, and so they answerable to you. But legally, you have raised these kids successfully.
Along with my wife, Sarah, don't leave her out, please.
Well, when I said you, I mean I won't leave out 𝗥𝗶 by any means. Shout out to 𝗪𝗏 Deane tonight, the mother of these kids, the mother of the children.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kester. How did you guys do it? I mean, when we see kids come right, you know, the parents are to be applauded because we're easy to blame parents too when things go wrong.
Yeah, man, it's a big sacrifice. Like earlier I said, sure. I see abuse, grew up seeing abuse. I heard people say, you know, when you grow up in a house that abuse is, you likely to become an abuser. I prove that to be wrong. Because of what I've seen, I hate an abuser. When I see, well, I didn't really want to bring you into the art of this, but when I saw the abuse, I used to run around on my mom's feet and cry. And I pray, I pray when I get big, I beat this man up for beating me more. Right? So I grew up with that in my mind that when I get big, this is something that would not be a part of Kester Deane. Here, my wife could tell you.
Excellent.
Never touch her unless it's love making.
Excellent.
My children, when they're much younger, they get some good spanking, yes, but not an abusive way. They say spare not the rod and spoil the child. They got some good spanking, yeah, and but not in an abusive way. So it was a sacrifice. I struggled for a lot of things.
And it kept me on the straight and narrow. I mean,
yeah.
I got a little ways.
I thought on the bad part by myself. My family that I came out from among wasn't poor, wasn't rich. Right there, my mom did what she had to do, worked very hard, but I still was the one who decided, you know, me got time with none of this. I gonna make my own part. I gonna cut my own tracks, right? And I end up with the brushes with the law and all these kind of things. I went to NOC, I went to prison, and all these things. These are testimonies that is not a secret to anyone, right? Because I speak these because this is that, I mean, this is past. I'm not proud of what I did, but I had to go through all of that to where I am today. So my children, they come up under real strict discipline. We try our utmost to give them the things that I didn't have when I was a day age. You know what I mean? And so that helped along with my wife. She's a very hard worker and she's a very stern mom. She said I spoil the children, but not really that I spoil them. Just that I don't want them to go through the thing that I went through. So, you know, so the success you've seen today with Angie and Ezekiel, we work feverishly to make sure that they go to school, get a good education, and try our utmost whenever there's a need, that we reach that need so they don't have to go and ask anybody. Since school days, when they're going out there, we tell them, don't come home here with nothing that you don't leave this house with, you know. My son tried a couple times.
That kind of parenting.
Carry it back. The thing when you left out, carry it back. Meanwhile, you borrow no friend. No, we encourage them thing, period. You know, whatever we give you, you make it do. And we work hard too. And today we've seen the success of that. So we are very proud parents, my wife and I, you know, and you know, I could put in most of the work. When things is what you say,
points tonight, Kester. You score some points tonight.
You're not gonna sell them to these children. So tell her she try with them. And when I see it like you're getting too overbearing or whatever, because when I come in the picture, everything changed.
Remember Adam in the garden said this to God, this is the woman that you give me. So you were partnering that. Why this is the children you give me.
When bad time, Kester, you see what your son or your daughter do? When it's nice time, oh my daughter, my son.
So
I could live with that. I could live with that.
Kester, congratulations are in order.
Right now, you see the ideas are getting.
I mean, you guys have done an excellent job. So congrats as parents. Seeing them go off into the world of work must have tugged at the heartstrings. Kester, I know you talked about your dad and gender-based violence in the home and what you grew up seeing. But I know also that you had an occasion recently to bless your father. could you tell us a little bit about that? I didn't plan to ask the question, but since you went there,
Oh, yeah, well,
father recently.
my daddy, he lives in Linden. He's working for a security firm up there.
Yes, you see how I do business? We in government, you know, I have your files.
I noticed you're watching you. So a man of God helped asked me to accompany him to Linden on an assignment. So I went. I didn't want to go and see my dad. While I was there, you know, I said, you know, I got his number. I said, let me call to see how he's doing. Seeing that I'm in Linden, let me call to see how he's doing. And so I call him. He said he's at work. I asked him where is work, because I want to see. I haven't seen him in years. So after we finished the assignment and thing, I asked the pastor, because the pastor was driving. So just, you know, let's go in the ward and let's see my dad a bit. So when I went and I came out with this bicycle. If you see this bicycle, them bicycles they call scrap. Back in the days, they call them scrapper. You know them big Ben?
I love
no
bicycles.
No bell, no brakes. You use two heel for brakes. So I see this man pull up with this thing. I said, what's there? God, man is my friend by Cabarro. I said, so how you reach your work on them? So I live about 3 miles from me. So you know when I ain't got money, when the chips are down, I just gotta foot it. I said, what? And right away when he said that to me, Sharon, like a coldness, like a sadness came over me. And I said, Kester, watch by, look how much people life you impact by doing stuff for them. This is you, dad, and you didn't even know this going on here. So, and that made me feel sad. So I asked him where we're selling bike around here, because I ain't want you bar and just go tell me, don't bring nobody thing in this house. This is me father, right? He played a part in my life as well that I never forget. You know, he's a real intelligent man. And I remember them days when I come home from school, I go and play cricket in the backyard. The man would call me and give me about 20 big words for spell and pronounce. And he said, when you get it right, you're going to go back and play. You know, up to now, me back and play. That was the kind of punishment. So my father was a disciplinarian. He used to talk to you and build up the legs. When he hold you, brother, he bring from 6 𝗵𝗴 𝗴 tadpole and everything. So this one time I come home, I meet this man, come home. So I reach, I see downstairs, right? So he see me. And the eyes alone tell me this is, sir, this is trouble, and I ain't in it for me. And this is about 10 years old, so sure. I remember in 𝗵𝗏 ground, down to the bottom house. Me know the man got a whip up on the banister at the top thing there. But how you watching me, I suspect he up to something, right? And by as I reach close, he said, come, son, where you been? I said, come, son. I watching the close and he make a dash, Sherrod. He was a run man too, right? Me father never catch me till Muzzy, but our own mile. When he catch me, Sherrod, I say, oh gosh, I dare you, by. The man, holy, you know when you're tired or you're bun. The man, I'm gonna spare you today. I spare me, son. You need energy for beat.
The Lord delivered you, Kester. You knew I had a higher purpose, so he delivered you.
You know, so when I saw him in that state there, you know, I just had to reach out. I wish I could have done more. If I had the money, that I could have buy a car and get a license, them kind of thing there. That was it. But he was happy with that. You know, very thankful, Carl, you know, so we continue communicating. Because I ain't want them kind of situation occurring again. This, at the end of the day, this is the man who planted the seed. You know what I mean? And I have become a reality out of that plan. So, you know, in spite of how things was, I got to give thanks and I got to show love. You know what I mean? And I want to encourage every young person out, however bad your father might be. At the end of the day, is your father. And never disrespect your father. You know what I'm saying? My mom has gone to be with the Lord. At least I made her smile before she left this earth. And I heard on her dying bed, the last person she asked for is this son. I was in the US when she died. I was on the stage singing. When I came off the stage, I get the news of, imagine you in the church praising the Lord and your mom died. So that was hard for me. So, you know.
The Bible instructs us in the midst of life, is that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So she's gone to a safe place, and I thank God. I trust that my dad will will too. You know what I
Thanks
mean?
be to God for that.
Yeah.
Kester, in our conversation earlier, as we wrap up this evening, we talked about how perhaps the two sides, government and opposition, can come together in some meaningful ways to move forward. What other ways do you think might help heal the breach as we go into a new year, as we wrap up?
All right, sure. Good question again. I must say that first thing, the politicians, they got to put the people first, country first, not personal needs or self. Remember, Guyana belongs to the politician. They're public servants, right? The people vote for them and put them this. People looking for leadership, and we need to see leadership. We don't need to see, oh, so you vote for coalition, so we ain't got no time with that. We gonna stifle that. You know what I mean? Because them is coalition and they costing we out on where everything is. Oh, you vote for PPP, so we ain't got time with that. But we need to come out for that, and we need to find common grounds and put Guyana first, the people's interests. We got to look after the people. We got too much working for us, Sherrod, to be where we are, and to on a more bigger scale now. The aisle comes. Every household should be smiling. Nobody's supposed to suffering a lack for everything in this country. We got gold, sugar, rice, diamond, gold. We got the aisle now, and we got fruits and all these different things. Fish. Look, Guyana blessed beyond measures, bro. Some people, some islands barely get spice and clove. Some of them barely get tourism, and they're working for them. We get all of these natural resources, and we are displaced. Unacceptable.
More oil than people, more resources than people.
More resources than people. So we need good management for the resources where the people of this country will benefit.
Great. Kester, it has been my privilege, my brother, my friend, to have you on in the ring this evening. You fired a lot of punches. You hit the mark. Many occasions. We're in the 12th round. I really want to thank you and to say that you have done well as a man, as a husband, as a public figure. And congratulations on seeing the kids off into adulthood. We are really proud of what you guys have done, and it means something that you have handed this society to citizens who can contribute productively to our country. There are people who add negatively, but you have given us 2 additional citizens who can contribute productively to the development of this country. And I think every parent in this regard can be congratulated. So congratulations to you and the wife, 𝗪𝗐 Deane. And we are rooting for you guys. And thanks again for coming on the program. It meant a lot. Folks, we've been talking this evening with Kester Deane, minister of the gospel, Reverend Doctor, musician. He is a radio and television personality, locally, internationally. He's an entrepreneur. Kester's Music Center. Check it out. It's in Charlotte Street. The last time I checked.
Exactly.
Yep. He's a father, a husband, a friend, a great brother. Kester, thanks again. Reverend Doctor. It's been
have a blessed and Merry Christmas. Christ-centered one of that. Stay blessed and stay safe. Wear your mask. COVID is real. Stay safe.
Excellent. Folks, we want to thank you for joining us wherever you joined us from this evening. As you can see, we have tried a new format. We hope that you like it. We want great content for you guys. And we're going to continue to mix up the programming a little bit. It's not going to be strictly politics, strictly politicians. We are going to have some shifts. As you saw just a few nights back, we spoke about gender-based violence. We're going to bring the kind of content that we think that can be of value to you. And so I really want to thank you guys for joining this evening. We didn't present the opportunity for you guys to come in live and give your thoughts and opinions, but we're going to do that perhaps during our next program. So though we did not present you with the opportunity, we hope that when we do, you have the testicular fortitude and the intellectual aptitude to step into the ring. Folks, it has been my privilege. COVID is still with us. Continue to observe all of the COVID-19 protocols that are in place for your health and your safety, and for that, and for those of your loved ones as well. Social distance, wear your mask, sanitize and observe all of the other protocols. I want to thank you again for joining. It has been my distinct privilege.